Have you ever stood up from your chair, felt your legs wobble beneath you, and thought, when did my body start betraying me? For millions of Americans over 60, this is the quiet reality they face every day. It's not always pain that signals the decline. Sometimes it's the way the stairs feel steeper than before. Sometimes it's the struggle to carry groceries into the house. Sometimes it's realizing that getting out of bed takes more effort than it used to. And here's the frightening truth that most doctors don't say directly. Your muscles don't wait until you're old to begin disappearing. Sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, begins quietly in your 40s and accelerates every decade after that. By the time you're 60, you've already lost up to a third of the muscle you had in your youth. And that loss isn't just about vanity. It isn't about how you look in the mirror. It's about independence, freedom, and survival. Weak muscles are the #1 predictor of falls, fractures, hospital stays, and nursing home admissions. Weak muscles are the difference between living life on your terms and being forced to depend on others. That's why I want to give you hope today, because muscle loss is not inevitable. You can fight it, you can stop it, and one of the simplest tools to begin is hiding in plain sight, your water glass. Yes, the water you drink every single day can become the vehicle for rebuilding your muscles if you add the right things to it. Think about it. Water is the foundation of life. It makes up 60% of your body, it carries nutrients to every cell, it flushes out waste, it hydrates tissues. But when all you drink is plain water, you're missing an opportunity. Because what if you could turn every sip into muscle fuel? What if, instead of just quenching thirst, your water delivered the minerals, amino acids, and nutrients that your muscles are begging for? That's what I want to show you. How to transform your daily water into a muscle-building tool that helps stop sarcopenia in its tracks. Let's first understand why muscles vanish so quickly after 60. Part of it is natural aging. Hormones that protect muscle, like testosterone and growth hormone, decline. Protein synthesis, the process of turning the protein you eat into muscle tissue, slows down. Inflammation creeps into tissues, breaking down muscle faster than your body can repair it. And here's something most Americans don't realize. Many seniors simply don't eat enough protein or absorb enough minerals to fuel muscle repair. They may eat 3 meals, but those meals are often heavy on bread, pasta, or processed foods, and light on the essential building blocks. The result is that your muscles are literally starving even when your stomach is full. That's why simply eating isn't enough. You need to deliver the right materials to your muscles in a way they can use. And what better delivery system than the water you already drink every day? The first addition to water that can be a game changer for sarcopenia is electrolytes. I'm not talking about the neon-colored sports drinks loaded with sugar. I'm talking about natural electrolytes like magnesium, potassium, and calcium. These minerals are the spark plugs of your muscles. Every time you take a step, your muscles contract and relax because of an electrical signal. That signal depends on electrolytes. Without enough potassium, your muscles cramp. Without enough magnesium, they stay tight and don't relax. Without calcium, they can't contract strongly in the first place. And here's the problem. Most Americans over 60 are deficient in at least one of these minerals. Decades of processed food, medications that deplete nutrients, and reduced appetite mean that your body is running on empty. When you add natural electrolytes to your water, you're restoring that electrical balance. Suddenly, your muscles contract more smoothly, cramps fade, and strength begins to return. I once spoke with Harold, a 71-year-old veteran from Kansas, who told me his legs cramped so badly at night he would jump out of bed in pain. He thought it was just old age. His doctor suggested he try adding an electrolyte packet to his water each evening. Within weeks, the cramps disappeared. But Harold noticed something else. When he walked his dog in the morning, his legs didn't feel as heavy. He said, "It felt like my muscles finally had the fuel they'd been begging for." That's the power of turning ordinary water into muscle, activating water. But electrolytes alone aren't enough. Muscles don't just need sparks, they need building blocks. That's where amino acids come in. Amino acids are the raw materials your body uses to build muscle fibers. Every time you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. But here's the catch. After 60, your body doesn't absorb or use protein as efficiently. You could be eating chicken, eggs, or fish, but if your body isn't breaking it down effectively, those proteins pass through unused. That's why adding essential amino acids, particularly leucine, to your water can be so transformative. Leucine is the trigger that tells your body to start building muscle. Without it, your muscles don't get the signal to grow, no matter how much protein you eat. But when you add it to your water, you're delivering that signal directly, sip by sip. Imagine this. Every sip of water you take during the day is carrying not just hydration, but the very spark and the very building blocks your muscles need. Electrolytes firing the signals, amino acids laying down the fibers. That's how you fight sarcopenia, not with extreme programs or expensive supplements, but with consistency, with small daily habits that add up to strength. And then there's another key piece, anti-inflammatory nutrients. Inflammation is like rust on your muscles. It creeps in silently, breaking down tissue faster than your body can repair it. By the time you feel weakness, that rust has already done damage. But nutrients like curcumin from turmeric or antioxidants from fruits like blueberries can calm that fire. Adding a sprinkle of turmeric or a splash of natural fruit powder to your water doesn't just add flavor. It turns every sip into anti-rust therapy for your muscles. It keeps the damage in check so your electrolytes and amino acids can actually do their job. I remember a woman named Patricia, 70, 4 years old, from Ohio, who told me she was so stiff in the mornings she could barely straighten her legs. Her granddaughter, who was studying nutrition, encouraged her to try adding a turmeric lemon infusion to her water each morning. Within a month, Patricia said she was walking down the hall without gripping the walls. She told me, "I thought my independence was gone, but it turns out I just needed to give my body the right tools." That's the kind of transformation that happens when you stop drinking empty water and start drinking muscle, healing water. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. You might be thinking, can it really be that simple? Just add a few things to water and stop sarcopenia. And the answer is, it's not about magic, it's about consistency. Your muscles are breaking down every single day after 60. If you don't intervene, the decline will continue. But if you deliver the right sparks, the right building blocks, and the right anti-inflammatory protectors every single day, your body responds. Muscles begin to rebuild, cramps begin to fade, strength begins to return. Not overnight, not in a week, but steadily, month after month. And here's the beauty. You don't need to change your life to do this. You don't need to overhaul your diet, join a gym, or spend a fortune. You just need to transform the one thing you're already doing, drinking water. Americans already carry bottles of water everywhere they go. What if those bottles became medicine? What if every sip was a step away from weakness and a step toward independence? That's the vision I want you to hold on to, because sarcopenia doesn't have to steal your future. You can fight back one sip at a time. As we move forward, I'm going to show you exactly which additions to water are the most powerful, how they work inside your body, and how real Americans are using them to reclaim their strength. Because this isn't just theory, it's practice. It's stories of seniors who thought their best years were behind them, but discovered that their muscles still had life left waiting to be rebuilt. And by the end, you'll see why your water glass may be the most important tool in your fight against muscle loss. Picture this. You wake up in the morning, shuffle to the kitchen, and pour yourself a glass of water. For most Americans, that water is plain, cold, maybe with some ice cubes. It quenches thirst, yes, but does it do anything more? Imagine if, instead, that water became a prescription, an invisible medicine, delivering the exact nutrients your muscles are starving for after 60. That's not fantasy. That's biology. Because when you add the right compounds to your water, you don't just drink for hydration, you drink for strength. Let's start with the first and most powerful addition, electrolytes. I'm not talking about sports drinks that load your body with sugar, dyes, and artificial chemicals. I'm talking about natural, essential minerals, magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, and trace elements like zinc. Every single muscle contraction in your body depends on these minerals. Think about walking. With every step, your calf muscles tighten, your quads engage, your glutes fire. That tightening is an electrical event, and the electricity comes from electrolytes. Without enough, your muscles misfire, spasm, or simply weaken. That's why older Americans who are dehydrated or mineral deficient so often complain about nighttime cramps or a heavy, dragging feeling in their legs. Their bodies are running on empty batteries. Now here's where the water trick comes in. If you add a natural electrolyte mix, Something as simple as a pinch of Himalayan salt for sodium, a squeeze of lemon for potassium, and maybe a teaspoon of magnesium powder, you've instantly turned your plain water into a muscle-charging elixir. Within hours, those minerals reach your bloodstream, enter your muscle cells, and restore the balance. Suddenly, the cramps fade, the heaviness lifts, and you feel steadier. This isn't a placebo. It's basic human physiology. Muscles cannot fire without electrolytes, and Americans over 60 are often deficient because of medications, processed foods, and reduced appetite. Let me share a story. I met Charles, a 76-year-old from Ohio, who told me he dreaded the nights. His calves cramped so badly that he had to jump out of bed, sometimes screaming from the pain. His doctor suggested medication, but Charles wanted something natural. He started adding an electrolyte mix to his evening glass of water. Magnesium citrate, a squeeze of lime, and a pinch of salt. Within 2 weeks, the cramps were gone. He told me, "I feel like my legs finally belong to me again." That's the transformation that happens when you give your muscles what they've been missing. But electrolytes are only one part of the equation. Muscles don't just need electricity, they need raw materials. And those raw materials are amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, the Legos your body uses to build and repair muscle fibers. Here's the problem after 60, your body's ability to use protein declines. You could eat a steak, but only part of it gets converted into muscle. The rest, wasted. That's why so many seniors complain that they eat well but still lose muscle. The issue isn't the food, it's the efficiency. And that's where adding amino acids to your water becomes life-changing. One amino acid stands above the rest: leucine. Leucine acts like a key that turns on muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle. Without leucine, your body doesn't get the signal to rebuild. With it, the switch flips. That's why adding essential amino acids, particularly leucine, to your water throughout the day can trigger muscle building, even in your 70s or 80s. Imagine every sip of water carrying tiny construction crews into your bloodstream. They arrive at your muscles, tools in hand, ready to patch, repair, and rebuild. And because they're in liquid form, they absorb faster than whole foods, bypassing the inefficiencies of aging digestion. I remember speaking with Helen, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Kentucky. She admitted she felt weaker every month, even though she ate chicken, eggs, and fish regularly. Her granddaughter suggested she try adding an amino acid supplement to her water, just a scoop in her bottle every morning. Helen told me that after 2 months, she noticed she could carry her laundry upstairs without stopping to rest. She laughed and said, "I didn't think powder and water could make me strong again, but here I am proving myself wrong." That's the beauty of amino acids. They cut through the noise and deliver exactly what your muscles are craving. But let's go even deeper. Electrolytes fire the signals. Amino acids build the fibers. The third piece is inflammation control. Inflammation is like a slow fire burning inside your body. It damages tissues, breaks down muscle, and accelerates aging. Most older Americans live in a state of chronic inflammation, thanks to processed food, stress, lack of movement, and hidden conditions. That's why their muscles feel stiff, sore, and slow to recover. But what if you could put out that fire with every sip of water? That's where anti-inflammatory additions come in. Turmeric, ginger, and tart cherry powder are 3 of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories. Add a teaspoon of tart cherry concentrate to your water at night, and you're delivering antioxidants that calm inflammation, reduce soreness, and even improve sleep. Add a pinch of turmeric and black pepper to a warm evening tea, and you're flooding your body with curcumin, which lowers muscle breakdown. These aren't exotic cures. They're everyday tools that science has shown work. When combined with electrolytes and amino acids, they create a perfect storm of repair. Your muscles get the signal, the building blocks, and the safe environment to grow stronger instead of weaker. And let me be clear, this isn't about turning back the clock or pretending you're 20 again. This is about protecting your independence. This is about being able to climb your own stairs, carry your own groceries, walk into church without gripping someone's arm. This is about dignity. Weak muscles steal dignity, but water infused with the right nutrients gives it back. I want you to picture something. Imagine 2 70-year-olds. The first drinks plain water, eats whatever is convenient, and hopes for the best. The second drinks water enriched with electrolytes, amino acids, and anti-inflammatory boosters every day. Fast forward a year. The first struggles to rise from a chair, avoids long walks, and fears falling. The second moves with steadiness, carries themselves confidently, and enjoys their independence. The difference isn't luck, it's fuel. One gave their muscles the right tools, the other didn't. And let's not forget hydration itself. As we age, our thirst mechanism weakens. Seniors simply don't feel thirsty even when dehydrated. That's why so many end up in hospitals for dizziness, weakness, or confusion, all from lack of water. By making water delicious, by adding flavors like lemon, berries, or herbal infusions, you encourage yourself to drink more. And every sip you take not only hydrates but also nourishes. That's the double win. Hydration plus nutrition equals strength. There's also the emotional side of this. Many older Americans feel powerless when they notice their muscles fading. They think, this is just aging. There's nothing I can do. That belief steals hope. But when they start adding something simple to their water, something they control, something they choose, they reclaim power. They start to believe again in their ability to stay strong. And that belief fuels consistency, and consistency fuels resultants. That's how change happens. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 78-year-old widow from Pennsylvania. She told me she hated drinking water. She said, "It's boring. I don't like the taste." Her daughter bought her a simple flavor pack with electrolytes and amino acids, no sugar. Margaret started sipping throughout the day because she liked the taste. 3 months later, she told me her legs didn't feel as wobbly and she wasn't afraid to go to the grocery store alone. She said, "I thought I needed a miracle, but all I needed was to drink water the right way." That's the American story. Small, practical, affordable changes that deliver big results. So let's recap what we've built so far. Your water is no longer just hydration. It's your delivery system for 3 critical things. 1. Electrolytes, the spark plugs that fire every muscle contraction. 2. Amino acids, the building blocks that rebuild and repair muscle tissue. 3. Anti-inflammatories, the protectors that calm the fire of aging and give your muscles a safe environment to grow. Together, these transform your water from a drink into medicine, from a glass into a shield, from a habit into a weapon against sarcopenia. And here's what I want you to take away. This is not complicated. This does not require money you don't have or products you can't find. This is about taking control of what's already in your hands. A glass of water, a spoonful of powder, a pinch of minerals, a squeeze of fruit. These are choices available to every American, no matter where you live, no matter your budget. And these choices can decide whether your 70s and 80s are filled with strength and freedom or weakness and dependence. As we move into the final part, I'll show you how to build a simple daily routine, a rhythm of hydration and nourishment that fits naturally into your life, because the secret isn't just knowing what to do. The secret is doing it consistently, day after day, until your body has no choice but to respond. That's how you stop sarcopenia. That's how you rebuild muscle. And that's how you reclaim your independence, one glass at a time. Let's imagine something together. It's a summer afternoon in America, and you're watching your grandkids play in the yard. You want to join them, kick a ball, chase them a little, maybe even just walk to the swing set without feeling like your legs are going to give out. But instead, you sit in the chair and wave because you're worried. Worried you might stumble, worried you might feel too tired, worried your body won't keep up. That fear of falling, of weakness, of losing independence is one of the most common fears after 60. And it all comes back to one word: sarcopenia. Muscle loss, the silent thief that creeps in year after year, stealing strength without permission. But here's the part I need you to remember. Sarcopenia is not destiny. It is not a sentence. It is a condition you can fight, slow down, and even reverse with the right fuel, delivered in the simplest way: your daily water. In Chapter 1, we talked about why sarcopenia happens and how water is more than hydration. It's a delivery system. In Chapter 2, we explored what to add: electrolytes, amino acids, anti-inflammatory boosters, all of which flip the muscle building switch back on. Now here in this final chapter, let's put it all together. Because knowing isn't enough. Action is what matters. And action begins with a daily rhythm you can live with, not for a week, not for a month, but for the rest of your life. So let's break it down into morning, afternoon, and evening. Imagine starting your morning not with plain water, but with what I like to call a muscle primer. You wake up dehydrated, everyone does. Overnight, your body loses fluids through breathing, sweating, and simply existing. The very first thing you should do after brushing your teeth is drink a glass of water. But here's the secret: add a pinch of Himalayan salt, half a squeezed lemon, and a teaspoon of magnesium or potassium powder. That's it. This one drink rehydrates, delivers electrolytes, and jumpstarts circulation. Your muscles fire more smoothly, your nerves communicate better, and you feel steadier when you stand up from bed. You're not dragging into the day. You're primed for movement. Now, as the morning goes on, you need to feed your muscles again. This is where amino acids come in. Add a scoop of essential amino acid powder, especially one rich in leucine, into your water bottle. Sip it as you go about your morning, making breakfast, reading the paper, maybe taking a walk. Every sip is like sending workers to the construction site inside your body. They show up with bricks, mortar, and blueprints, rebuilding the fibers that age tries to tear down. By the time lunch rolls around, you've already fueled repair without even thinking about it. That's how easy this can be. In the afternoon, the biggest danger is fatigue. Many Americans over 60 feel that 2 p.m. slump, the heavy eyelids, the dragging legs, the temptation to nap. But naps can sometimes steal your nighttime sleep, which is when real muscle repair happens. Instead of reaching for coffee or sugary snacks, turn again to water. This time, add a teaspoon of tart cherry powder or concentrate. Tart cherries are loaded with antioxidants and compounds that reduce inflammation, improve blood flow, and calm sore muscles. Pair that with a few frozen berries or even a splash of cucumber for flavor, and you've got an anti-inflammatory tonic that not only wakes you up but also protects your muscles from daily wear and tear. Then comes evening, the most critical time of all. Because here's a truth most people don't realize: your muscles repair at night. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which triggers tissue repair and regeneration. If you're not fueling properly before bed, that repair either doesn't happen or it happens weakly. This is where your nightly water ritual can make all the difference. Before dinner, mix a glass of water with a small amount of amino acids and magnesium. After dinner, or an hour before bed, have another glass with tart cherry or a warm turmeric tea with black pepper. This double step gives your muscles both the building blocks and the anti-inflammatory environment they need to grow while you rest. Imagine going to bed weak and waking up just a little stronger. That's what consistent nightly fueling does. Now let's address something very real: consistency. The biggest reason people fail to fight sarcopenia isn't lack of knowledge. It's lack of habit. We get excited for a week, maybe 2, and then life distracts us. That's why the water method is so powerful. You already drink water every day. You already carry a bottle, pour a glass, fill a cup. By attaching muscle-building fuel to that habit, you remove the friction. You don't need to remember a pill at 7 a.m., a shake at 2 p.m., a workout at 6. You just need to keep doing what you already do. Drink water, only smarter. That's how habits stick. That's how transformation lasts. I've seen this in action with dozens of seniors. Take Robert, a 79-year-old from Michigan. He told me he hated the idea of complicated routines. His granddaughter suggested he just add a scoop of amino acids to his water bottle and drink it throughout the day. 3 months later, Robert said his balance had improved so much that he no longer needed to hold the railing when going down the porch steps. He laughed and said, "All I did was drink water." That's the power of simple habits done consistently. And let's not forget movement. Water fuels muscle, but movement signals your body to use that fuel. Without movement, amino acids can't do their job fully. That doesn't mean you need a gym or heavy lifting. It means walk more. Take stairs when you can. Do light squats while brushing your teeth. Stretch during TV commercials. Every small movement sends a message to your body. We need muscle here. And when your water is already loaded with the tools, your body responds. That's how you create a feedback loop. Movement demands growth. Water supplies the materials, and your muscles rebuild day after day. I want you to picture yourself 6 months from now if you commit to this. You wake up, drink your morning primer, and your legs don't feel stiff. You take a walk, sipping amino acid water, and you notice you're breathing easier, walking farther. In the afternoon, you sip tart cherry water and realize you're not as sore as before. At night, you fuel before bed and you wake up stronger. 6 months of this rhythm, and suddenly stairs don't scare you, carrying groceries feels easier, and you look in the mirror and see strength returning to your frame. This isn't fantasy. This is the biology of habit meeting the science of nutrition. And here's something deeper. It's not just about muscle. It's about independence. When you protect your muscles, you protect your freedom. You protect the ability to drive, to shop, to cook, to live on your own terms. Weak muscles steal those freedoms one by one. Strong muscles give them back. And you have the power to choose strength every time you fill a glass of water. That's how small the choice is, but that's how big the impact becomes. Now, let me leave you with a challenge. Starting tomorrow, commit to this. Morning. Midday, add amino acids. Afternoon, add anti-inflammatories. Evening, fuel for repair. 4 glasses, 4 opportunities, 4 habits. Do it for 30 days. Just 30 days. Watch how your body responds. Notice the steadiness in your steps, the reduction in cramps, the increase in energy. And when you see those changes, don't stop. Keep going, because every day you continue is another day you steal back from sarcopenia. And finally, let me remind you of this truth. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your body may be aging, but it is not finished. It is waiting for you to feed it, to fuel it, to give it the tools it needs to rebuild. And when you do, it will surprise you. It will rise to the occasion. It will carry you into your 70s, 80s, and even 90s with dignity, strength, and freedom. That's the gift of something as simple as adding the right things to your water. So here's my call to action. Don't let this be just another video you watch and forget. Take action today. Start small, stay consistent, and let your water become your medicine. And come back here, because every week I share practical, science-backed strategies just like this to keep you strong, independent, and thriving. Subscribe, join this community, and together we'll keep building a future where age doesn't mean weakness. It means wisdom, strength, and freedom. Remember this, your legs may weaken first, but with the right fuel, they can strengthen first too. And it all starts with the simplest choice you'll make today, the choice to add life back into your water.